name is Kim Coventry, and today we're going to talk about cooking basics as far as healthy fats that you can eat in your diet. If you want to see the other parts of this video tutorial, you can check them out at my blog, which is fitkim.com. There's also other articles and videos on that site, or you can subscribe to my YouTube channel, which is FitKim TV. So to get started, we're going to talk about my favorite healthy fats that I eat on a regular basis. And some of the common misperceptions out there are that fats are bad, they're going to make you fat, and just there's a lot of bad information out there. So my goal is to clear up some of that information and also empower you to do your own research. So one of the fats that you really want to watch out for are called trans fats. And I remember when I first started studying nutrition about 10 years ago, and no one even knew what trans fats were. Well, now everyone knows about them and that they're bad. They do have other names, so you want to learn what those are and how to look for those in ingredients. But trans fats are basically processed. They're not real, they're man-made fats, and they add flavor to foods and also preserve the shelf life. So they're great for manufacturers, but they're not great for our bodies. The fats that you do want to eat are going to be the healthy natural fats. So the very first one, this is one of my favorite things to eat, are avocados. And if you don't like avocados or you haven't really tried them, there's so many different things you can do with them. I don't typically just eat them by themselves. I always put them in salads, or I'll use them and make a guacamole as a side dish. If I'm doing some kind of topping for maybe bread or bruschetta, I'll actually use slices of avocado. So I'm always throwing in some avocado to give some healthy fats to the diet. Now, like all fats have twice as many calories in each gram than a carb does or a protein. And we'll talk more about that later, but the thing to know is that if you have this size fat here, you're going to have about twice as many calories that you would if you had the same carb or protein here. So to give you an idea, this avocado has about 200 calories in it. So what I'll do is I'll just use half of it and save the other half for the next day. And that one half that I do, I'll put in various meals throughout the day, mostly salads. They do go bad quickly, so you want to make sure you eat them up right away. And if they're already ripe, keep them in the fridge. If they're not ripe, go ahead and throw them in your fruit bowl, and they'll go ahead and ripen up right away. So my first and favorite is avocados. Next is virgin coconut oil, unrefined. Is definitely the key. This is becoming more popular, and you're going to see different brands out there. Just make sure you go for organic and make sure it's unrefined. This one right here is a Central Market brand, which is basically a local grocery store. And if you look at the ingredients, it is very high in saturated fats, and saturated fats also has a bad rap. This is actually very good for you. Your body does need some saturated fats. To give you an idea, breast milk has 60% saturated fat in it. So that's something that's going to help a baby develop. I think that it's pretty important for your body. It's actually very important for your heart as well. So this is a great way to get some saturated fats into your diet. It does turn to a hard texture at room temperature if it's cold outside. Here in Houston, it's usually liquidy because it's so warm, but today we have a rainy, cold day, so it's hardened up. But if you go ahead and use it for cooking, if you have to heat anything, maybe do some frying. I did some not deep fried, but some breaded shrimp yesterday. I actually put them in a pan and kind of fried them up with the coconut oil, which is a great thing to do. It's very healthy. You don't want to use olive oil when you're ever heating anything. So coconut oil can be heated up. So that's a great option for that. And you just need a little bit. A little bit goes a long way. Next up, everyone knows about extra virgin olive oil. This right here is just plain by itself. I also have one that I infuse with different spices. I'll use this for dipping oil to use for bread and things like that. So I have my regular extra virgin olive oil, and then I have one that I have added my own spices to it. But these, again, not to be cooked with. You'll notice if you try to cook with them, they will burn very quickly. They're not designed for that. It actually alters the chemical makeup of them and can cause some problems. So do not heat them up. You're just going to use it to drizzle on top of salads, really just toppings, adding some flavor, and whatever the recipe calls for, you can follow that as well. So that's my olive oil. And I love olives as well as olive oil. I have the sliced black olives here, and then I also have some green olives. Now, olives are also one of those things very high in calories, just like all fats. To give you an idea, 4 or 5 whole olives has 25 calories in it. Now, that might not seem like very much, but think about if you had a pizza and you put olives all over it, you could have hundreds of calories. So this is something that I'll add a few into whatever I'm making to add some flavor to it. So if you like olives, go ahead, eat some olives. That gives you a nice healthy fat in your diet, but don't go overboard with that. Next are nuts and seeds. Everybody loves nuts and seeds, I hope. They're very good for you, very healthy. And again, just like the other fats, they are high in calories, so you're going to get a great bang for your buck. You just need a little bit to go a long way. So often what I'll do is I will use this as a topping just to add some crunch and some texture. So I have some sunflower seeds here. I'll sprinkle them on top of salads. I also had done a stir fry the other night, and I added some sesame seeds to it while it was frying up in the pan. So that just gave it some more flavor. Again, a little crunch, but you just need a little bit. And one of my favorite things I learned from the Food Network cooking show is to take slivered almonds, put them in a baking pan, and then just bake them for maybe 5-6 minutes. You'll definitely smell them when they're done. You got to keep an eye on them though, because if you go longer than that, they can burn quickly. But just toast them a little bit and then put them on your salads. Amazing, just delicious. So definitely incorporate some almonds. And obviously there's other nuts out there. I like almond butter. It's very, very good. Cashew butter is a really good one too. And just try some different ones until you find out what you like. Next up is one of my favorites. This is a staple in my diet. This is almond milk. And I actually don't drink cow's milk. I'll explain a little bit along the way as some of the decisions I've made, but that is one of them. I actually don't drink cow's milk. However, I love milk, so I choose almond milk. Some people like soy milk. There's different ones out there. I really like almond milk. This one is just unsweetened, very low in calories. It's not highly processed. It's great. So almond milk, I'll put a little bit in coffee. If I do happen to have some cereal, I'll put some almond milk in there. Another thing is just a 1/4 cup of almond milk in a smoothie, and it gives it some healthy fats in there, but also a little bit of texture and good base for it. So almond milk, try it out. You would be so surprised. Sometimes my boyfriend doesn't even know that I'm using almond milk in some of the things I make, and he doesn't even know the difference. So definitely something you can sneak in for the whole family. And last but not least is cheese. I really limit the amount of cheese that I eat because I love it so much, but it is obviously very high in fat, and it is processed. So I will usually use a little cheese on the weekends when I'm making my recipes. I cook a lot on the weekends because during the week it's a pretty busy schedule for me, so I mostly eat salads during the week. But on the weekends I like to try new recipes, and a lot of times they call for cheese because it's so delicious. So I use a low-fat shredded mozzarella. That's a good choice. This one's a cheese blend. I made Mexican lasagna Friday, so I needed this. Another cheese that's great that I love is feta cheese. You can get reduced fat feta cheese. That's a really good one as well. But again, with cheese, you definitely want to watch it. So it seems a lot of my clients love cheese, and they don't really realize that just a 1/4 cup of cheese, just a little bit, has 80 calories in it. So if you imagine you took a whole cup of cheese, you've got hundreds and hundreds of calories in just your cheese. So as far as weight management, cheese is definitely something you want to monitor. And I love it though. So it's something that I always am eating on the weekends. I just, again, try to limit it, but it's so good. And that is pretty much it as far as the healthy fats that I like to eat into my diet. And if you have any questions on it, or maybe there's a favorite fat that you have and you want to know, is it healthy, is it not healthy, just let me know. I would love to hear from you. Go ahead and post a comment or give me some feedback, and I'll go ahead and tie that into future videos. I would just love to know what you're thinking and what you want to learn more about. I'm really excited to share any information that I have. I'm very passionate about it, and I really want to help. So please feel free to do that. And don't forget to check out my blog at fitkim.com and subscribe to my channel on YouTube at FitKimTV. We will see you soon. Thank you so much for listening and watching, and have an amazing day.